Will a win over Canelo put you ahead of Mayweather as the greatest boxer of this generation?
Listen, I leave the opinions to everybody else, but like I said, after this fight, when I defeat Canelo, I'm gonna be on Mount Rushmore. That's where I'm gonna be.
The moment had arrived. Two eras of boxing met in the same arena. On one side stood Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated champion with a perfect 50-0 record. On the other, Terence Crawford, fresh off a stunning victory over Canelo Alvarez, now recognized as the top pound-for-pound fighter of his generation. For the first time, they faced each other directly. No more debates, no more what-ifs. Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, same stage, same spotlight. This was history in the making.
Prime Floyd.
Me?
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
To understand how crazy this face-off was, you have to rewind a bit. Before 2025, if you asked who would win between Mayweather and Crawford, most people would have laughed. Floyd was untouchable, the best ever.
I know.
And 6 eyes to be Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
Nope.
No friends in this business with you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you wouldn't, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great.
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore, so that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to be Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Then came Canelo versus Crawford. Crawford, the smaller man moving up in weight, took on a challenge many said was impossible. Yet he did it. He beat Canelo Alvarez. He didn't just survive or edge it, he dominated.
Terence Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, he would jab him. We didn't see any lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin if they fought again.
That victory changed everything. Overnight, Crawford went from being one of the greats to arguably the greatest of his era. Fans, analysts, and fighters alike began saying, Bud isn't just chasing legends, he is one.
Thank you, GOAT, because you are the GOAT of this era. Terence Bud Crawford.
And then things got even wilder. After the fight, Canelo Alvarez, the man who faced both Mayweather and Crawford in their primes, admitted something that shocked the boxing world: Crawford was better.
And lastly for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Let that sink in. Canelo faced a prime Floyd Mayweather in 2013 and Crawford in 2024. For him to say Bud was the tougher, better fighter isn't just praise, it's a legacy-shattering statement.
You ready?
Canelo, choose one, please.
Guys, we gotta go. We don't.
Can you elaborate on why Crawford is better than Mayweather? Just a little bit of detail.
Oh, he can switch. He's very smart guy. He's better.
For years, Floyd called Canelo easy work, building part of his legend on how effortlessly he handled the young star. Now, Canelo himself says Crawford is on another level.
You can take a guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
That's the kind of thing that gets under Mayweather's skin because his entire identity is built on being the best ever. Suddenly, there's a new wave of people, even his former opponents, putting Crawford above him. And you know Mayweather, his ego's as big as the MGM Grand. Once Canelo's words hit the headlines, Floyd started moving differently, giving interviews and hinting at something big. Not another exhibition or easy payday in Japan, a real comeback. For the first time in years, Floyd Mayweather said he's open to a professional fight. And the name on his radar? Terence Crawford. This isn't about money, it's about legacy, pride, and reminding the world he's still the greatest, still the man no one can beat.
I had to have 70 fights, 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
But here's the twist. Before Floyd can even focus on Crawford, he has another fight lined up. Next April, he's set for an exhibition against none other than Mike Tyson.
That fans will watch for sure is you and Mike Tyson. How's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training right now.
Not yet.
You know, the fight is in 2026. We still, ironing out everything, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be exciting for the people and the fans.
Are you going in there to put Mike down and like, hey, this is not, we're going to have fun, we're going to throw a few punches, like I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to fight Tyson?
I don't know. I just want to give the fans what they want to see, excitement. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be an exciting event.
Let's be real, this is already one of the wildest matchups the sport has ever seen. Floyd, the defensive genius, versus Tyson, one of the most feared punchers in history. It's not about titles or rankings, it's about spectacle, entertainment, and pure bad blood. And there's plenty of that. Tyson has never hidden his lack of respect for Mayweather. He's called him arrogant, mocked his style, and made it clear that if they ever share the ring, he's going for the kill. For Floyd, beating Tyson in this exhibition is all about momentum. If he gets through Tyson looking sharp, it strengthens the Crawford narrative. But if Tyson lands that one punch and embarrasses him, it's over. The Crawford fight dies instantly. No one wants to see a 50-0 Floyd, fresh off a loss to an even older Tyson, step in with Bud.
Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson announced he's fighting Floyd Mayweather in 2026. What do you think of that fight overall?
Well, kind of different, the size-wise. By Tyson heavyweight, and I think weatherweight.
Right.
So it's.
Is it a real fight? Do you think fans should take it serious? Is it a real fight, Mayweather Tyson?
I couldn't think it was real. Because the fact of the matter, he's a lot bigger than guy. So his weight makes a difference.
In a strange way, Tyson has become the gatekeeper. Floyd has to prove he still belongs in the ring before he can even think about Crawford. Now, let's break it down. Why is Mayweather still part of this conversation? Simple, because Floyd is Floyd. 50 wins, 0 losses. The greatest defensive fighter in history. A man who made world-class opponents look ordinary. He didn't rely on knockout power or size, he had ring IQ, timing, and the uncanny ability to make you miss by inches and make you pay.
Speaking of boxing, do you think Floyd's the GOAT?
Oh, undeniably. I don't even think it's close. Yeah.
Okay.
As far as like an actual fighter for fight, like fight for fight, pound for pound, Floyd, how can he not be the greatest? Like, as far as like, he's never lost. He's the greatest defensive fighter without a
Not
doubt.
even close.
I don't even think it's a debate.
It's not a debate.
Floyd's been hit hard maybe 4 times in his career.
It's not a debate.
He's touched the floor 1 time, bro.
It's not a debate.
How do you fight 50 times and touch the floor once?
Even Terence Crawford himself has admitted that Floyd's defense is unmatched. And when Bud talks about Floyd, you can hear the respect and admiration in his words.
What makes Floyd the best, so unique, something that we have not seen before?
His defense, his instincts. I think Floyd had the best defense in boxing history.
Better than Sweet Pea?
Yeah, definitely.
Because Sweet Pea had some defense. But Sweet Pea had defense, but he in that offense like Floyd.
I say he got more defense than Sweet Pea because he got hit less.
Yes.
Sweet Pea had more head movement, so Sweet Pea was better at slipping punches, making you miss.
Right.
But Floyd on defense, like catch, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Floyd hands down. Then making you pay, catching counter, catching, slipping. Like hitting you with shots that you don't see. Like that's where Floyd mastered. Hitting, I get.
Floyd is someone Crawford studied, someone he modeled parts of his style after. But the difference is, Crawford isn't a Floyd clone. He's built his own kind of greatness.
Like Floyd career, like him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight, and that's what led him to be so great. Because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions, got the most money for beating the most champions. So it's just like, man, he had this guy, back to back to fight, one after one.
Bud is versatile, switch hitting, counterpunching, aggressive when needed, calculated when it counts, and above all, a finisher. If he hurts you, he won't let you off the hook.
You are better than Floyd Mayweather, and I know you don't like those comparisons. I know you don't like when people pitch you two together, but when you heard that, what did you think? How did that feel to hear that from someone like him?
I just was like, well, it's his personal opinion. He was in the ring with both of us, so a lot of people, they can say what they want, but he's actually been in the ring with both of us. One where he felt like he was at the best, and another where he felt like he was at a disadvantage when he had a rehydration clause and he was younger. So, I don't know, I don't go off of that. Floyd is the best fighter, in his era, and I feel like I'm the best fighter in my era.
Beating Canelo proved something huge. Crawford's greatness isn't confined by weight classes. He dared to be great, stepped up against a much bigger man, and came out on top. That's a risk Floyd never truly took. Floyd was calculated, choosing the right fights at the right moments. Crawford walked straight into the fire and came out untouched.
Wild, because if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference to people.
When these two stood face to face for the first time under the bright lights, the tension was undeniable. For Crawford, it was surreal. He grew up watching Floyd, studying him, idolizing him. And now, that same man was standing across from him as a rival. For Floyd, it was personal. This wasn't another exhibition against an influencer or retired MMA fighter. This was about proving to the world, and to himself, that even after all these years, he's still the alpha.
Against Canelo. I think boxing needed that fight. I think Bud showed up in the way he was supposed to. I think Canelo did as well, and the respect between the two men is what boxing is supposed to be. I can't talk about all the eras of boxing because I haven't seen them all, but I've seen Hagler Hearns. I've seen Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler. I've seen all of those things, and those fights were wars. Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer I've ever seen. He's the most skilled boxer I've ever seen. Bud, and this is just my opinion, is the baddest man I've seen wear boxing gloves. And here's why I say that.
RC.
Here's why I say that. Bud is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it, right? The best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough, Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside that ring we saw this weekend. And there's no fear in him in the way that he's attacked, gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years, but no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that, and Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their eras equally.
The stare down didn't last long, but the message was clear. Crawford looked calm and confident. Floyd smirked, but his eyes said it all. This fight, if it happens, means everything to him. But let's be real, this fight isn't equal for both men. For Mayweather, there's nothing to lose. He's nearly 50. If he beats Crawford, he becomes immortal, the man who stayed undefeated in his prime and returned decades later to defeat the pound-for-pound king. If he loses, it doesn't matter. He's old, past his prime, and people will simply shrug it off.
Ending this interview.
Number one, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford's this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terrence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight. That's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd's generation to this generation didn't get to see the come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on. So.
For Crawford, it's risky. If he wins, people will say, yeah, but you beat an old Floyd. It doesn't add much to his legacy. But if he loses, it's devastating. A loss to a 50-year-old Mayweather would wipe away the momentum from the Canelo fight and cast doubt on everything he's built.
For the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terrence? Yeah. Oh, of course. Of course he is.
That's why some argue Crawford doesn't need this fight. His legacy is already secure. He beat Canelo, proved himself as the best of this era, and could retire today as an all-time great.
I wouldn't be mad if I never see Terrence fight again. The way he performed, getting ready to be 38, I think, in a few days. Man, what better way to go out? What better way to tell the game goodbye? What better way? Who you gonna fight? I was arguing with Max on the way to the venue about Boots Ennis. Nah, we don't go fight Canelo and then go back and fight Boots Ennis. I saw a report today, somebody was talking about him going up to light heavyweight. Nah, we don't go up to light heavyweight. We just went up 3 weight classes since the Spence fight and 2 weight classes since the Madrimov fight, my last fight.
That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next one.